Hiya, Dave here from RC Pilots. Today we're checking out the X450, a lot of X's and numbers. It's a very small little 450mm wingspan multi-mode plane. Very easy to put together, very little to it. Comes complete with the radio package, and in no time at all you'll probably be doing this. Plane is probably at its best just messing around, hovering, either indoors or where there's no wind. A lot of fun. You can do the same outside as well in calm conditions, but there are some problems with this plane, and that's what this review is about. It's a blast, it's loads of fun, but it can crash a little bit too easily. Now, I think there's ways to avoid it, but at the end of the day you've got to consider yourself if this plane is going to suit you. So here we are, we're out flying in the type of drone mode. You can get fairly good speed, but it just feels nice and comfortable to fly. With a bit of forward momentum, just flick it into the normal flying mode, and pretty soon that plane goes fast. It's something you need to be prepared for. Give yourself plenty of height and keep the plane close by. Outdoors, this is its most when it's at its most fun. Flying low in this vertical drone type mode, this was a lot of fun. It needs to be a calm day. When you're ready, flick it forward just like that, and you're into normal plane mode. And it flies well. There's gyro stabilization, there is low rates, high rates for controls, there's even an acrobatic mode. So there's loads that you can do with this plane. Flying around the place is a lot of fun. I think it's at its most fun, as I said, when you're on the vertical drone mode. Here I'm trying to do some acrobatics, and it doesn't do a great job. I think because the plane is so small, it's not inclined to hold its position so well. Trying to fly in vertical was difficult. You'll do a loop, no problem, because there's plenty of power. But it just didn't seem to be able to do those acrobatic modes that easily. Here we have a bit of a glitch. The motor hopped up and down when it shouldn't. Whereas here it is just going from normal flight to vertical drone mode, and that's fine. This is fully vertical mode, straight upright. Plane wobbles around a bit, and it was a calm day, and this was a little bit disconcerting. It made things a little unpredictable. No problem flicking back into that vertical drone mode as you come back in. It's the only way you can land this plane, in fact, or take off. And here they are, these little motors. The front two are very exposed, and if you take a knock, they're going to get damaged. Unlike its bigger brother, the X450, the motors are protected, there's no servos exposed. You can't fly in a vertical drone mode, but you can fly straight up. You get an idea of the scale size there, that the 450 is a little bigger than the size of your hand. So it brings us all the way back to where we started, and that's where it's at its most fun. So in summary, this is a fun plane. This is a really fun plane, particularly in the vertical drone mode. It's a great ready to fly package at a good price, and it has these multiple modes: full vertical mode, full normal mode, full vertical drone mode, acrobatic modes, as I said, and high and low rates. But, and it is a big but, the plane is very small, it is very flimsy. You need to be a gentle flyer. If you intend flying around the place and jamming it between the different modes, it won't take it well. There's a bit of a problem with the programming. I think the algorithm that switches it from different planes seems to cause a problem going from full vertical to normal vertical to drone mode. So ideally you need to help the plane transition between the modes. If you can do that, by that I mean is fly forwards before you flick into full regular flight mode. Give yourself enough height, anticipate if things are to go wrong. If you are happy to fly the plane like that, you will find it very rewarding. But watch out, if it takes a tumble, those servos will likely get damaged and you're waiting for replacements. Also, it's best suited to sort of calm weather conditions. It's not a plane to take out if you're in a blustery climate or there's winds blowing all of the time. It won't suit you. The other point is the acrobatic mode is a bit clumsy. This isn't likely going to be the plane that you learn to fly inverted or to roll and do loops. It can do it, but it doesn't seem to naturally do it. And finally, touching that point again about switching between modes, Its bigger brother does a much better job switching from vertical to horizontal normal flying mode. This seems to struggle. It takes a while for it to move between modes and sometimes seems to get it wrong. Definitely don't try swapping modes while you're turning the plane. I'd recommend you only do it while you're going straight. And as you saw with when it was in the full vertical mode as well, it was implying to not hold its position so good. So I suppose what I'm saying is this is a very good plane, but if you choose to spend your money on it, be aware of its shortfalls. And if you're happy that you can get around those things, well then you should be very happy with this plane. I hope you found this useful, and happy flying.